Okay, last video, I promise. Wanted to show you all the different ways to either deploy or not deploy the ramp when you're getting into the vehicle. The one thing that's different is if you come up to the vehicle and just grab this handle, when you pull that handle, you'll always get just the door. It doesn't deploy the ramp, it doesn't kneel down. So if you just need access to the back of the vehicle without taking the chair in and out, grab the handle on the outside. That will not deploy the ramp, not use the system. Pull it again, you'll see it close back up. And we do have those switches on. So kneel is on right now, and the ramp is on, but it's not deploying because we hit it with the handle. If you use the remote by pushing and holding that remote button, if you use the button up here, this will hit the side door. That will deploy the ramp. And then also on the dash, there's what we call the VMI button, which is right here. You push and hold the VMI button. This is really the best button to use. When you hit that, you can see that it's using the whole system, the ramp's deploying, the van's kneeling down, but it flashes and communicates with you. When that's flashing green, it's telling you that everything's cool, the system's in good shape, and that also it's still moving. So it takes a while for it to kneel down and for it to pick back up. So if you see that button is still flashing, it's still in the process of moving. If you try to shift the car into drive and it hasn't come all the way back up, the shifter just will not move. It needs to have that fully done and secured before it'll let you go into gear. The other thing that this button does is, you saw it flashing green. I'll put it back in here. So again, it's flashing green like that. If you see it flash red, it's telling you that there's some sort of issue with the vehicle, and the issue is almost always electrical. The vans, if they're not used a lot, or if you're taking the ramp in and out without the vehicle running, the battery can get run down. And if it does, then again, the battery is normally the issue. So one of the best things you can do is when you're taking the ramp in or out, just make sure you start the vehicle up. Obviously, we haven't had anybody drive or look at this since we found out we were sending it to you. So it's just in the back of the showroom here. We do put trickle chargers on them, but that's just an example of how it sits for a while. If the battery gets a little bit low, that can cause issues with the ramp. If there is a situation where you can't deploy the ramp, there's two backup systems. On the back pillar here, there's a system called Sure Deploy. So these are the two buttons for Sure Deploy. You can see the top one says Sure Deploy. The bottom one says ramp in or out. This is a secondary system. It's a backup battery system to deploy the ramp. So the way this works is if something went wrong and the general buttons in the van are not deploying the ramp, you push and hold this top button, hear it toning solid. Now it's beeping intermittently. That's telling you, the intermittent beep is telling you you've got control. Now this in-out manually operates the ramp. So you can just manually hold the button and take that ramp in or out. It doesn't have the soft deploy. It doesn't have the lowering. You've got full manual control, but again, it's just a backup so you can get it out with a second battery. It's a little motorcycle sized battery that's in the back of the vehicle. So again, just a backup. Backup number 3, if both of those didn't work for some reason, is in this door pocket. You can see there's a little handle with a gear on it. On the end, there's a bend, so just kind of a little bar there. That goes in the floor right here. You put the end of that in here and kind of pry this up. This has a gear inside, so when you pop this cover off, you drop this end of that handle into this hole with the cover off. It lines up with that gear, and then that gives you a handle that you can just turn and manually deploy the ramp. Those are things that obviously don't come up very often, but it's one of the really nice things about the VMI system is that they do give you multiple backups in case there is some problem with battery power or with the ramp. So backup number one, backup number two. But also keep in mind that if anything comes up with the vehicle, just call our store number, and we answer that 24/7. If we're not working, then that phone number transfers to a shop phone, and there's always somebody available to take the call and make sure we can help you out. So this is being shot Monday afternoon, and we're about an hour away from your transport guy showing up and loading up. And he said he's really hoping to have it to you on Tuesday. So as soon as you get the van, give me a call. Thanks again, Betty. Bye-bye.